Hi there and welcome to this eTool video on adding and editing designs to buildings. In earlier videos we talked about eTool projects, which are made up of a number of buildings, and within those buildings we're now going to talk about this concept of a design. And what a design is it's really a design option. So in this case we had our original design, and it was a brick veneer house with a concrete tile roof, standard concrete slab and aluminium window frames, and we've run some scenarios on that original design. One was to add 50% fly ash concrete to the slab instead of just straight normal concrete. The other was to change the aluminium windows with wooden windows to see what effect that would have, and the third one was to replace the concrete tiles with tin. And you can see here that there's different results to the CO2 emissions for each one of those buildings. Don't draw any conclusions about those particular examples of differences, but you can. What it does is illustrate how you would use these design options. So to add a new design option, navigate to the building and then select this new design button. And this will add a totally new design to the building. So we'll call this new design option, and we'll give it the same information as the original design, or that may not necessarily be the case. And then we can have a look, and if we want to change those design details, we can just select on this Details tab once we're in there editing the design, and we can change these details as we see fit. Now, we talked in the buildings video about functional units for life cycle analysis. Some of the entry in this design details forms a functional unit. For example, we may want to compare buildings or the impact of a building per metre squared of fully enclosed building area, or for example per bedroom. Another one might be per dwelling. So it's quite important that you put a bit of effort into getting these entries correct. If we go back to the building now, we can see there that that new design option has been added, and there's no impacts associated with it because it's a blank design. If we want to actually copy a design or clone a design, navigate to that design and then use the action drop down to clone the design, and this creates an exact copy of that design. So we can rename that, and then navigate back to the building, and you can see that we've got two new designs that have been added to this building. And the last one, because it's a clone, has exactly the same impacts as this building. But then you can then go in and navigate to that design and make changes and see what difference it'll make to the LCA. Just quickly, as an example of why we wouldn't take these specific examples of different design options as golden rules for low carbon design. Wooden windows, for example, will be a really good option potentially for a small design life, which this building has. But if you have a longer design life, say 105 years, for example, then you may actually see that there isn't much advantage. In fact, in that case, it's actually better going for an aluminium window, because the recurring energy of the wooden window would mean that you'd have to replace them enough times to justify the better, longer lasting aluminium window. The last point is this little star here. Now, that star indicates which design is going to be used for a whole of project LCA. If you want to change that, which design you're going to choose for that. Say we want this project to relate to the whole of project LCA, or this design to relate to the whole of project LCA. Use the action drop down and just press the favourite button there, and you're done. That pretty much wraps up adding and editing designs. Thanks for that, and stay tuned.